All right, well, motor's pretty much out. Now I can see why it was difficult to get that exhaust chamber out. This pipe right here coming out the exhaust manifold extended into that chamber, so the boot was just kind of covering just a little section of this, and this was going in past that, so you really got to have a lot of room to pull that thing out. So I suppose, you know, if it's in the boat, yeah, you're pulling your exhaust manifold, you know, to deal with anything to do with that chamber, which I'm sure probably doesn't happen very often. So what we got down here is, you know, two rails, you know, that the motor mounts mount to, and you also have two rubber pads. And those rubber pads have two spots on the pan cover, the oil pan, where they actually go up in and fit. You know, so the pad goes in here. So, you know, this is the front side, and those spots actually rest on those pads down there. So it appears to me that what I'm probably going to end up doing, and I guess we'll just have to see how it works out, but is, you know, building a carriage of some kind, figuring out how to, you know, reincorporate those pads in the bottom of the boat, and probably just, you know, a carriage will have these rails, you know, have to be secured to that center, you know, the keel section. Most likely it's the heaviest part of the hull. You know, we'll see. I mean, if it sits that low to where the pan is that close to the bottom, from what they're telling me, I don't know how you're going to reuse those pads. You know, they were saying, oh, you might only have 1/8 of an inch. You know, it's like, well, at least on the motor there's a recess for them, you know. So they should be able to go back in, but these obviously have these little nubs on the bottom of them where those holes are that actually go into the hole to hold them in place, you know, and they're basically secured. So, you know, whatever the case may be, you might have to, you know, install some sort of a pipe for those to go in, you know, weld it on the bottom. Those will actually go in and be held somehow. So I'll deal with that when we get to it, but essentially all that's left to take out is the trim control, trim motor, whatever they want to call it. And pretty impressed with the motor. It's pretty cool. It's just spotless, clean. You know, it definitely looks like a 1.8 liter now that it's out. And you can kind of see where all the water tubing goes. You know, there's this block here with the cover, as you can see, that the water coming in from the jet pump, pressurized water comes up and apparently supplies that. You know, and you have water tubing back in here. You know, it goes over up into this component, which not really sure what that is yet. You know, back out to the exhaust manifold, temperature sensor most likely. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. You know, it shouldn't be that hard to manufacture motor mounts for that. Build some sort of a rail system or carriage for it. Pretty stout motor, you know, like a square crankcase. That looks pretty good. So drop this on the ground. Now I'm just waiting for, I'll probably pull that out. You know, go ahead and pull that out. Pull out the trim control. You know, not much else that needs to be removed. I'm just waiting for that center keel section to get bent properly. Get the angles right, so at least have the whole angles the same on left and right. And bring it home, start trying to match things up. And that'll be the next step. You know, they told me a week and a half out to get to it. I don't know, Wednesday or something like that, so it's been a few days. So it might be another week before I do any more videos, and then the fun begins.